In today's video, we are going to learn the access rights in Linux, and this will be our last lecture of our Linux series that require for DevOps. Now let's start with the real example. So for that one, I'm going to connect with my Linux machine. I already connected with that one. If you are still not able to create your Linux instance, I would really suggest you please watch my video that I have already created that will tell you that how you can create your free Linux machine, free Linux instance on AWS in just 5 to 10 minutes. Now I'm going to give you the demonstration that how we can work on the access right issue, right? So let me start. So first of all, I'm going to convert my user to root, and then I will create two files here. One will be file, another will be directory. So first I will create a file, that's file 1, and the other one make directory dir1, right? So ls -l, you can see it here that the directory and file is created. So here you can see that it shows that this is a directory, and rwx is basically represent there are 9 characters: rwx, r-x, r-x. First 3 characters basically represent that what type of access rights is available to the owner, and what are the access rights for the group, and what are the access rights for others. So remember that this is a root, basically represent the owner, right? And this is a group, represent the owner or the user, and this is a group. And this one is basically a size of directory. All those directories is empty, but it's represent that there's a 6 byte size here. And these are the dates, and this is the file name, right? File name or directory name. And this is a symbolic link, and for symbolic link it will be 2 for directory and 1 for file. So these are the things that you should be aware of. You should know about this one, right? And now let me tell you that what is basically r contains, r value. R is basically equal to 4, and w is equal to 2. W represents 2, and x is equal to 1. So whenever you know that you guys have to give any permission, or you want to change the permission, you can just write I will explain you, and I will tell you that, for instance, if someone have permission rwx, it's mean that user have that user have the permission rights 4 plus 2 plus 1. So what it becomes, it becomes 7. So it's mean that user have rights of user have access 7. And the next one is r, for instance, r minus r 0, r is equal to 4, w is equal to 0, and x is equal to I'm talking about this one, right? I'm talking about this. And r minus x, I'm talking of this three words, 3 characters. X is equal to 1. So what will be the value? R plus 4 plus 1, 5. So it's become 5. It's become 5, right? So, and the other one, the last one is r minus x. The same. So r is equal to 4, w is equal to 0, and x is equal to 1. So it means it's have same right. So it means it will be same. But total it will become 7, 5, 5. So this will be the the access rights. 7 will be for owner, 5 will be for group, and 5 will be for other user, right? So I will explain you. I will do an example for this one, so then we will get a proper idea that how we can manage it, right? So now let's start with some practical example, and let's try to change the modification, do some modification here. So for this one, I'm going to add now let me add one user as well, right? User add, for instance, I'm going to add user add pin. Okay, if there is already exists, then I will just delete it, right? ls, and then I will add a user again. Again, I'm going to add this one, and user group add Linux test, for instance, Linux test. So ls minus l. Now you can see here that we have a Just checking this one, and if you want to verify that how that the user is added and the group is added, and I'm sure that you know about that one because I explained that in my last lecture. Cat etc password, right? You can see it here, the user has been added secretly, right? Now I'm going to see whether the group is added or not. etc group, right? So here you can see that Linux test is added, right? For instance, if I want to change the permission of this directory and I want to give the full access to the group, to the user, to the others as well, so what can I do? In that case, I can just write one command, chmod change mode. So I will just write 777 and then I will write the file name or directory name. Okay, now I mentioned chmod 777 directory 1 ls -l. Let's see. You can see it here that it is its color is changed to directory 1 and all the permission has been authorized to this directory, right? So even now the group and the others can have the full rights to this directory, right? So let's do another example. And now I want that for instance, I want that I should revoke all the permission from the group and or from the others as well. So for that one I can just write chmod 700 directory 1, right? Now let's see what happened. So you can see it here, all the permission has been revoked from the group and from the others, right? Now we'll do some change on the file end. I want that for the file, a user should have full permission, right? And the group should have only read and execute permission, right? So for that one, I will run the same one, chmod 755 file 1, right? So now let's see what happened. You can see it here that it have full rights to the user, and for the group it have rights for read and executable and read and executable. Remember one more thing, that the what exactly this read I already explained you, but I'm again telling you regarding this stuff, that read allows reading the file or listing the directory contents, right? Read allows reading the file or listing the directory content, and W basically allows modifying the file or adding, removing files in a directory, and X is basically execute, allows running the file as a program, script, or accessing a directory, right? So you should understand the definitions of this as well. So now let's do some further test here, and there is another way. Let me tell you some other way as well. For instance, by using chmod, I can also update this file by using chmod, and if I want, I can also do that for the group. I want that it only have the read access group, right? 1 second. First I will mention the owner should have read and write access, right? And group only have read access, right? And for which file or directory I'm going to do this? I'm going to do this for directory 1, right? So okay, read and write. What is wrong here? Invalid chmod. I think I just did, okay, I did a space there, ls -l, right? So you can see it here that for directory 1 I give the read and write access, and for the group I only given the read access. You can see it here, for the group it only given the read access. You can see it here, right? And earlier, if you notice that one, for the directory it only have the read, write, and executable access to the user, but no access was allocated for this group and for user. So but now by running this one, owner should have a read, write, and if I not mention anything, then it will authorize the same access to the others as well, right? And read, write for the directory. And for the group I mentioned the read access, so that's why it's only handling the read one. As we run the permission, user should only have the rights for read, group should have the rights read, write, and executable, and other should only have the executable rights. So we have successfully run this one. Another thing, let me explain you another stuff, that how we can, for instance, if I want to give another permission to the user, I can also use that instead of not overwriting. In this way you will override the existing permission. But for instance, if I want that I should add another permission to the user, so for that one you can also use this one, u plus w g minus and in a group, for instance, in a group you want that you should revoke one permission. So for that one you can just write, for instance, I'm going to revoke one permission from the group. I will write g minus w. I'm taking back the writing permission from the group. And for the others I'm going to add a permission of the in order to read. So for that one I can do that o plus r and file one, right? So okay, so invalid mode. So why saying that it's an invalid mode? So u plus w comma g minus w and 0 let me check that one, whether invalid mode. U chmod u plus w comma g minus w o plus o plus, it should have o plus r, right? So now let's see, right? So you can see it here that I have successfully given the permission to the user that it should have read and write, because it already has the read access. Now I have also authorized him the write access as well, and from the group I revoke the write permission, right? You can see it here. And for the others I added a write permission, read minus x. So you can see it here. Now let's try to change the ownership, right? So how can we change the ownership here? For that one you can just write chon, and I'm going to give the permission to the colleague directory 1, right? So ls minus l. You can see it here that I changed the permission, and now the permission is the ownership authorized to the killing, right? For instance, if I want to change the ownership, ownership to some other group, right? So how can I do that? So for that one I can just do it, change group linux test. This is a group that I created, if you remember that. So file 1, I'm going to change that, ls minus n. You can see it here that the group is changed to the linux test, and is successfully changed that one. I would really suggest you that you should also that play with this, all these commands that I explained you. So for this one I think this is enough for this lecture. I don't think so that I missed anything here. So thank you guys. That's all for Linux. I hope you guys able to understand this, and don't be afraid with Linux. If you followed my lectures, then I believe today you must feel very confident to use Linux going forward. In next lecture we're going to start Git. Thank you guys for watching this video. Stay connected and keep growing.